Alrighty, before I get too ahead of myself, I have acquired this beauty. So it's a 97 Yamaha Blaster. It's pretty much all there. The only thing it needs, I mean, it's pretty much going to need a full tune-up, but I just got the motor out and it is seized. I'm going to see what I can do about getting it to unseize, but yeah, I figured to do this before I got too far, so I just popped the head thing, whatever you want to call this, off, and yeah, first look at it. So yeah, let's jump right into this. Alrighty, well, the good news is I already got it unstuck. So that's awesome. So now obviously we just need to do a lot of cleanup, and then yeah, so let's get to cleaning. Alrighty, so I took out all the screws all around this. We're going to be deleting the oil. It's like an oil injection system. We're going to delete that, and then we'll just put in pre-mixed gas, because I guess these are prone to failure, so we're just going to fix that right away. I think you just had to hit it with your purse. So this is what we're removing. So we got to pull the circ clip off and pull all this stuff out. Surprised you can't just do that. I suppose you probably could. Well, it's out. Now I just need to wait for the rest of the kit that I don't have. So, at least that's off. I wanted to pop this off so we could make sure that nut's there. These all go in there. But I wanted to pop it all off to make sure all of this looked good. It all looks pretty decent. We'll clean it up as best we can. We'll put new fresh fluid in there, and I think she'll be good to go. So yeah, I have a new carburetor coming for it. A new clutch cable, because I wasn't sure if the clutch cable on there was already bad. It won't hurt. It was like 10 bucks. So, and then we have the oil pump delete kit. So we're getting rid of this guy. And all this thing does is basically pump oil into the carburetor. But I guess these like to break, so we're going to just delete it. And then obviously we have to pre-mix the gas then. I'm not sure yet. We'll wait till I get to the running phase and I'll let you know what we're doing. But yeah, so far so good. Clutch seems to be good, so that's good. I was worried that it might be jacked up. But yeah, so wait until we get the new gasket. So I could probably try and pull off this gasket. Jeez, I could have just reused the gasket. Alrighty, got the block off plate put in there. And now we're going to get this thing put back on here, fill it up. I picked up some of this, some Amsoil synthetic 10W40. So hopefully this should do. And then we've got this stuff to mix in. I picked up the mixing cup. I picked up some replacement nuts for the putting on this. And a new spark plug. So let's get it all on there and we should be good to go. So let's do that. Alrighty, so got all the I don't even know what you'd call this thing, but got this guy back on. All this is done, it's filled up. It's 22 milliliters. Let's see here. I use all fluid ounces. I use 22 fluid ounces because it says right on the case 650 cubic whatever. So did some maths and that's what it was. I got the old carb off. It's back on the other stuff. And right now, I'm going to get this put back in. So let's get it put back in. Alrighty. So I got it back in there. And now I'm pretty much carbs on there. Obviously, we got to still hook up the intake, put in the new air filter. Got this guy hooked up. And we just need to hook up the fuel tank. And then should be pretty close. Got the clutch hooked up. This thing is really hard to pull back, but the cable moves freely, so I don't know what it is. I think it has something to do with that. So maybe we're just going to have to ride it and it'll change. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to be able to do for tonight because it's really hard to shit to see. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So see you in the next clip. Alrighty, so I got the exhaust on there. And then I just got this thing wired back in. My dumbass cut the wires when these are literally connectors, but it was dark, so we're gonna stick to that excuse. So yeah, so far that's all I got. So in the midst of putting on the exhaust, this popped out, so that's great. That means I won't be starting it today because I need to get another coil. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I would like to get the tank on there, but now we can't because we gotta get to that coil. So, but yeah, I mean, maybe we can probably truck the back part on here, get the seat on there and all that good shit, get that all bolted on for reals, I would imagine. I took off the oil injection tank because we don't need that. I don't know what these are for. But, yeah. So far, so good. I guess, in the world of we don't know what we're doing. So, let's keep going. Alrighty. Got the new air filter in there. Got the airbox hooked up. The tank's just sitting on there. So, this guy goes on top of here. So we'll get that put on. I just got to make sure that we'll be able to remove this because we don't want to lock the tank in quite yet. So let's check that. Alrighty, so kind of got it together. Still needs the chain on there, but I want to make sure it runs before I put the chain on. Yeah. So it's pretty much together. I still got to do like the hardware for there and over there. And this guy up here. But we've got everything here, so that's pretty good. Hopefully it runs. So, yep. And then we'll have to find the nut for this bolt for the trailing arm. And yeah. Shall we? Alrighty, so I think I got it. So the only thing I gotta do is put the chain back on. I had to mess with the idle a bit, and it took a while to kind of figure out how the hell this thing works. But yeah. The only thing that's kind of weird is I don't know if it's supposed to take that long to come down up. But yeah, like a chop. So let's probably get the chain on there and see if we can drive it. Whew. This is really heavy to push. Alright, so still out of breath. I managed to drive it like down to the driveway, but the chain's binding. So we need a new chain and we need new chain rollers. So, but once we get that, we're good to go. She runs like a top. Let's see if she'll kick over first try. Ready? May need a little bit of throttle. Too easy. So yeah, I'll have to get the chain stuff ordered and we'll be good to go. So let's I guess wait till that. Alrighty, so I was going to do it in depth, but I think we're just going to send it. So I have the rebuild kit for the swing arm, new swing arm bolts, new chain, and chain guides. So let's get those put on. So I got to pull off all that stuff. And then I also have chain tensioner coming, so I got to wait for that to show up too. Alrighty, so I got everything out. I ended up using like a slide hammer with this guy on here. So when you tighten it in, it'll press those out and grab on the back side of the bearings. So these are like the bearings, definitely messed up. But yeah, this one was jacked up. They needed to be rebuilt. And then inside of here, you have a rubber guy and a washer. So that should be everything you need to rebuild it. So let's do that. Alrighty, so I'm just 100% gasoline. I'm using a 19 with an extension to pound them in flat. I'm guessing the direction that they go in. So I'm figuring the flat sides have to be out, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, so gotta get this one in, and then we can put the outer bearings in, and then put it all back together. Alrighty, it's in there. I had to take it off again because I put this thing on backwards. Oops. And then we put the new chain guides on. And then, so the next thing I'll have to do is cut the new chain to length. And yeah, I gotta make sure that I'm gonna be able to get the tensioners on before I get anything crazy. Hopefully I can just like access them through these holes and stuff. I just got to take off the wheels and look in there and see if we're going to be able to line them up. If that's the case, then we'll put the chain on. So let's do that. Alrighty, so new chain's on, and the chain was actually already 2 lengths, so that's nice. So the only thing we got left is to do the tensioners. So I took off the tires to make sure we can see in there. I don't know if we can. Let's see here, spin this. You can tell right there, that's the bowl hole. It's really dirty, but it does go through and through. So we just got to buy a 6.5 inch bolt for that, and we should be good to go. And it'll go through, and then it sandwiches the things on this side, and then they press up against here to keep the carrier nice and tight. So that's good. All right, let's wait till I go and get that. Also waiting on the tensioners. Alrighty, we got the chain tensioners, we got the bolt. Let's put it on. Alrighty, well that's it for the ATV. I don't know, maybe I overheated it or something and it doesn't want to, it'll start and then it shuts off, kind of acting like it's seizing up. Might just need a new jug and piston. I mean, whatever. I think it needs a new clutch maybe too, or I need to adjust it a little bit more because the first time it was just slipping. So, but yeah, she runs and drives and then she doesn't run. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.